50,000 people used to live here. Now it's a ghost town.
Remember, no rushing.
What's going on, guys? It's Noob603, and today is 4 years that Shustybang has been a thing. 4 years that we have been on YouTube. 4 fucking years since we put up our very first video, which, incidentally, is exactly what you're watching right now. So, if you're wondering for a second, why the fuck am I watching Call of Duty, there is a very specific reason, and that is that this is the very first video that we ever uploaded. 4 years ago today. That is actually a rather impressive amount of time to be on YouTube. In 4 years, we have seen quite a few things happen on YouTube. A lot good and even more worse, unfortunately. Things have definitely changed, and things are nowhere near what they used to be. YouTube itself, never mind the communities that we ourselves are a part of, or I myself at this point now, YouTube itself has gone over a lot of changes, and it is nowhere near as good as it used to be even 4 years ago. At least I think. I think that YouTube now is a shadow of its former self, which is a shame, because it definitely used to be a really, really awesome place, and now, while it's not bad by any means, it is certainly not good, and whatever they're doing over there up at Google with their heads up their asses, they are pushing it in a direction very far removed from what it originally used to be, or even, you know, what it used to be 4 years ago, which is a shame, but hey, it is what it is. We don't call the shots, they do. We must abide by the rules or go find somewhere else to play. 4 years. I'm going to keep saying 4 years a lot because this is important. This is actually like a really, really big deal. I mean, there are a ton of channels that have come and gone in not even half that time. A lot of channels, and we're talking, I don't even know what the hell we're talking. I know there's just a lot of them out there that have tried, and some have been successful, and some unfortunately haven't. There are some that, I mean, frickin' blew up, even like, say, a year after we started, and there are some that, you know, have been out there even longer than us that just never got off the ground, for whatever reason. You know, again, there's some guys that just rise to they are the cream of the crop. They rise to the top, and they're the big guys, you know, someone like Level Cap, for example. I mean, that guy, Level Cap started out not too long after us. I want to say about a year after we did, and he blew up. I mean, he's like, you know, the upper echelon of Battlefield 4 YouTubers at any rate. You know, and then you got other guys like Woody's Gamertag. I believe he actually started after us, but, you know, the guy's got over 1 million subscribers. But, you know, and unfortunately, there are other channels out there that started after us and never even got as big as we are, and they just kind of stopped doing it. And sometimes it's a good thing. There are some people that were just completely awful, negative people that had absolutely no business whatsoever being on YouTube because they were just such a negative presence. And there's one person I'm thinking of in particular that absolutely had a vendetta against us several years ago at this point. I think this was, it was actually right before we got into Battlefield 3. Oh, no, sorry, it was right after we got into Battlefield 3. The only reason I think about it now is I'm reflecting on the past of everything Shustybang, the good and the bad, things that we've done, things that just have happened to us for no reason, things that we had no control over whatsoever. And that's one of the things that came to mind because it actually was a really big deal at the time that it happened and what this kid tried to turn it into, which was unfortunate, but actually in the end it worked out rather well. And karma came and bit him right in the ass. So, I mean, 2 thumbs up for that. That actually worked out really well in the end. But I digress, and I'm kind of getting off track. It's just one of those, these are the things I've been thinking of lately as we got to that 4-year anniversary. And I gotta tell you, even if I shut this channel down today, which, Don't worry, I'm not. I can say that I have accomplished everything that I've ever wanted to, and then some with this channel. My goal at first was always just to entertain people. And then we saw where it could go, and my goals changed. And they were always ever changing. And I think that's actually good and healthy in most cases, where you should always have a goal to work towards, because it means you're never going to get complacent. It means you're always kind of moving forward, or at least I hope it means you're moving forward, and you're trying to improve on things you've always done. And, you know, you can see that. I mean, right at the beginning of the video, you get to see the progression of all our intros. And then, I didn't cover it, but you could see the progression in the quality of our gameplay as far as what we were using to record with, how we were editing it to make it look as good as possible, especially the audio quality. My God, was the audio quality bad back in the day. But, you know, it's one of those, you can't be complacent for too long, because then you get stale or stagnant, and things just don't change, and that's not a good thing. You need to always be changing, at least for the better. And that's what we always, we tried to do when we realized at a point we're like, you know what, we can make this better. We made it better. And I'm happy that we're able to do that. But to get back on point, we have done a lot in the 4 years that we have been here. No, we're nowhere near as big as my wildest dreams have ever thought we could get to, or hoped that we could get to, but by no means do I think we aren't big, or I'm not saying I'm not happy with where I'm at by any means. We're over 50,000 subscribers. That's a significant number, and I never thought we'd ever get to that point, and I am so stoked that we did. I am so happy we finally hit that 50,000 mark, because that really felt like we did something. We really made it to somewhere special, and yes, I would love to hit, like, I don't know, 500,000 subs, but, you know, there's still time to do that, and cool if not, but it doesn't matter. It's one of those, we hit these big goals, and I can look back on this in 20 years from now and say, I did that. I did something on YouTube that was actually really successful for quite a while, and we were there for a lot longer than a lot of other YouTube channels out there, and I can hang my hat on that and look back on it with pride. I mean, there are many other things that we did that were awesome. Opportunities were afforded to us that we wouldn't have otherwise had it not been for the channel. The Crisis 3 tournament comes to mind as one of the more recent things that was awesome. I got 3 PCs that were a direct result of being invited to a PC gaming tournament that we wouldn't have had the opportunity had we not had the channel. And we got like a bunch of other stuff too. I mean, frickin' Fake Thriller got flown for free out to London for a couple days to go play a video game. Like, you gotta look back on that and you can't help but smile. There's so many good things about this. And what tops everything off, and to kind of wrap up this complete ramble, which is fine because apparently you guys love it, and I love the fact that you love it, but to top everything off, I have met some absolutely wonderful people in the 4 years I've been doing this. Some have stuck around, most notably Tony, Why Not the Tiger. He's one of the older YouTubers in the sense of we've known him the longest, and we met him directly because of YouTube. You guys might remember him, you might not, but Veggie530, we don't talk to him as much as we used to, but he was one of like the first guys we made a connection with that we, for the most part, still maintain even to this day. And that's going back like over 3 years ago. That's insane that because of a YouTube channel, of all things, we were able to make these great connections with great people, and I still maintain really, really good friendships with these other people. Another one that comes to mind is Epona, Scanner Barkley. They're just good people, great friends, people that I love talking to, and it has nothing to do with gaming even when we're talking. And it's all because of this YouTube channel. There's so much good that has come from this, and it's kind of crazy when you really think back of all the different ways my life has been impacted by this channel in the past 4 years, and almost all of it good, very little of it bad, and that's awesome. I'm happy that I can look back on that and say, fuck man, I've been doing YouTube for 4 years, something that just seems so stupid, silly, and immature to begin with, which has turned into like almost like a small business at one point, and now it's just kind of become a different part of my lifestyle or my life, with it being kind of a hobby. It's hard to explain, but I just want you guys to know that in the 4 years I've been here, I haven't regretted it once. It's been an awesome ride. I've got some things coming up that will hopefully continue the ride going. I know that a lot of people have been unsubscribing lately like crazy because I'm taking the channel in a new direction, and that's fine because it's one of those, it's kind of like going back to what we did with Call of Duty when it just wasn't cutting it anymore, and we took the channel a whole new direction, and it really worked out for us. Well, Battlefield isn't cutting it for me anymore, so I'm taking the channel in a new direction, and hopefully you guys like it. Hopefully the channel continues to be at least as successful as it is now forevermore, and if it grows more, cool, and if it doesn't, I can say I accomplished a lot of things, and I can shut the channel down at any point and just hang my hat up on it and say, you know what? I have no regrets. I left everything out there, and I did everything I possibly could have with this channel. I achieved everything I possibly could have that was a realistic goal to achieve. So to wrap this all up with one final thought, I do have to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed, anyone that may subscribe after this at any point, but more importantly, the people that are watching this now, that have been subscribed and still remain subscribed and don't have any plans to go anywhere. Without you guys, this channel is nothing. This isn't even a channel. It's just two guys talking to fucking no one without... Well, now it's just one guy talking to no one, and I mean, that's it. It would just be me talking to nobody with a video with 0 views. But you guys have made it something, you know? And for that, I'm extremely grateful. I don't think I'll ever be able to express to you guys just exactly how grateful I am that because you enjoy what we say and do, you have afforded us more opportunities than some people may be willing to or even possibly able to comprehend. And again, without you guys, none of this, absolutely none of it would have been possible. So again, thank you all. It's been a hell of a lot of it's been a hell of a ride for the past 4 years, and while it is just me now, and that is kind of a bummer, looking forward to the future and seeing how things have gone the past couple of months, I'm still here. I'm going to still keep the ride going for as long as I can, and pretty much moving forward from today, we're going in a new direction, and we're going to keep our fingers crossed and hope for the best. It'll be a relatively slow transition, but hopefully things will pick up rather quickly, and there'll probably have to be more information about that later on to kind of elaborate on what it is I'm doing. But that's going to wrap it up. 4 years of Shustybang. Never thought I'd fucking make it this long, but I'm happy you guys giving us that opportunity to make it this long. I hope you enjoyed my absolutely out there ramble about everything and nothing, all regarding around the 4 years. But thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.